This episode of Fear for It Podcast is brought to you by clocks. Even the broken, ugly, problematic ass clocks get to be right 2 times a day.
Somebody said that on Twitter.
They must have been talking about Azalea motherfucking Banks because that is a broken fucking clock.
Wow.
That is at least right 2 times a goddamn day. And when she read Remy Mar, she is Remy Mars.
Wow. Leave my husband out of this.
She is basically Remy Mars to me.
Okay.
Useless bottom.
A little LGBT, you know.
Yeah. But when she was reading and gathering Remy Ma, it gave me so much life because she didn't say nothing wrong. All of it seemed correct. It didn't seem like she was the person to say those things, but it seemed correct.
Yeah.
So this episode is brought to you by those motherfucking broken ass clocks that are right 2 times a day. Shout out to you, broken clock.
My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
Because the clock gonna be right. When the clock gonna be right again? So Azalea Bank gonna deliver another read. I'm sorry, but introduce yourself. So happy birthday!
It is my birthday.
Happy birthday! But introduce yourself. Cause she about to be AKA 5,000.
I am AKA.
Oh my god.
The Snatcher of Souls. BKA the Last Black Jedi. And this is Here For a Podcast.
Your weekly colorful commentary on LGBT health and wellness. Our icebreaker this week, because you know we got questions from the crowd. The Urban Spartan on Instagram says, "Hey Ron and Martell, aka Zaddy. Hashtag first of all from your episode. Happy birthday. Here are my questions. If you had your ideal bae, what would be your ideal role play scenario to reenact with him sexually if you hadn't done it already? And if you have, then tell us the story."
Ooh, I've done the schoolgirl thing before. Okay. I thought that was kind of fun.
With a real girl or with a boy?
Both.
Okay.
What I haven't done, I haven't done like the Greco-Roman type things, like
what's the Greco-Roman?
Like
I'll be
Spartans.
Googling this stuff. Oh,
so like the sex scenes from the Spartacus show. I think one of those sex scenes would be hot because they had a lot of sex on that fucking show, and it was always hot. They had homosexual and heterosexual sex. That was like, oh, okay, slap them hard then. And
it was a new American Gods just came out. They say
American Gods, yeah. American Gods has some comparable sex scenes.
Wow.
I feel like they may be. No, they're not. Maybe they are both on Showtime. Yeah, maybe the same people are behind it. Maybe that's why they just all freaks around.
All right, now everybody get behind this.
Literally.
And the second question is, when are you visiting Chicago? Love you guys and continue to be inspiring and unapologetically yourselves.
We will. I love Chicago. Chicago is probably in my top 5 American cities of all time. I'd love to visit, hopefully soon in 2018.
Okay, not when it's cold, because like right now, I'm sure it's as cold as DC is, and we can just stay in DC if we was going to be cold. So.
Yeah, Chicago cold is a little bit different. But I still have been during cold times and still love Chicago.
Yeah.
But hopefully 2018, keep us in your prayers, keep us on your calendars, and keep your money in our Patreon so we can be there. And
tell y'all club promoters to book us for Pride 2018. We do host Prides. Right now, we're trying to get behind the Goddess. You know, she just got released, so we can try to let her do all of the winter Prides, and then we're going to do the summer ones.
Okay, because we were away for how many summers and how many winters?
Come on, Cookie Tookie. We love you, girl.
Woo! So, Motorsport video recently came out, and the rollout of it has not been Fast and Furious.
What? Did you write that down? That joke was so corny. Joke was so corny.
So you sound mad. You're mad at my comedy writers. Don't be mad at my comedy writers.
I hope they're black. I hope you got some color in your writing.
They're black and LGBT. They work hard for the money.
Come on, diversity.
Diversity hires all of them.
Okay.
The Motorsport video.
Say it again.
Rollout was not Fast and Furious. They could have done so much better, and with all this money and all these big names attached, I thought that we could have gotten an actual rollout of the goddamn video. How the fuck was it rolled out? People got snippets and clips, and then it was taken down, and then it was nowhere, and then it was over on your auntie's Instagram page for 5 minutes.
And then she's sending you the link. I'm like, how my auntie got the link? Girl.
And then it finally came up on Vivo, like 3 or 4 days after everybody had seen it.
It was hours later, yes. Nicki Minaj had to use her power. She's like, well, somebody who actually knows somebody at Vivo needs to get the goddamn video up there. Because y'all ruining my brand.
Yeah.
It had came out, the girls were saying on the internet that it had came out like, it was coming out at midnight on Tidal in all these other countries, like Pakistan, Israel. I'm like, they got Tidal out there? Cool.
And I was checking Tidal. I was like, Tidal would be the first one to have it for me.
Yes.
And girl, she didn't have it.
But yeah, it was like out in Tidal, Australia. No, not Australia. Not somewhere where we would know, but like places we had no clue. It had dropped at midnight. And we were just like, oh, okay.
Well, I want y'all to do better in 2018. This has been the year of Cardi B.
I just want them to drop this and just move on to the next.
Yeah, I want Cardi B to move on to an album. I want Nicki to move on to an album. Migos already has an album.
Motorsport was cool, decent, cool.
The video was dope. I still give my life to Cardi's hair flip when she turns the wheel at the end of her verse. That's still my favorite part. And then the tongue flip.
I like the tongue thing.
The tongue flip just turns me on every time. I'm like, I don't even like girls
that's what she was talking about.
Woo,
she
I don't
get
even
upset off. I turn upset
on.
Hey. Happy birthday.
Thank
45 years old.
Ish.
45, wow.
Bottoms officially run Atlanta. We did not get to talk about that on last episode because we were right on the eve of the election. Since it has happened and we are back at the microphone.
Amen.
Bottoms officially run Atlanta. They have always unofficially run Atlanta, but they officially run Atlanta. And congratulations.
Somebody on Twitter is Keisha Lance verse. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all just wouldn't. Y'all, the jokes just start like election day.
Give a gay an inch.
It's not even inauguration day for her yet. Y'all just already
give a gay an inch and she gonna take 9 inches from you.
Wow.
Woo.
Wet.
Shout out to her. Beyonce also has her 49th million #1 officially.
And has never even. Beyonce is so thirsty for a hit. Ed Sheeran confesses, I had emailed her back in May. Beyonce is so pressed for it. Ed Sheeran, she changed her email every week. It was so difficult for me to ask her for edit. Beyonce did nothing. Okay,
she recorded her verses in her studio at her place, sent him the shit, and said, "Good luck, girl." Always win #1. Cool.
Beyonce has mentioned this song nowhere, no times.
And it is amazing still, but she didn't need this. This don't break or make Beyonce. This is her 49,000th #1, and she don't have more, and she don't care about.
I think
this
it's actually her like 11th, but cool, 49,000.
I'm just giving.
It's your birthday.
It is.
Beyonce can have 49,000.
I'm taking liberties.
On your birthday, cool.
I'm taking liberties. We talked about Sharon. We didn't talk about Sharon Reed because, again, it all happened on the eve of our last episode.
Who?
Sharon Reed, the anchor from Atlanta.
Oh, that lady that we love.
Yes.
She's like aunt to Kathy Ray. Kathy Ray wig was snatched.
Her wig was amongst the stars because Sharon Reed threw that shit amongst the stars. Sharon Reed must listen to Here for a Podcast. She must have listened to our last episode where we were reading in the great traditions of Paris is Burning. And she logged on to clap back at not clap back, because I could clap back at you if I wanted to.
Come on.
At an email that was sent real time. I was like, y'all have time on this live ass show?
Baby, they were like closing words, CBS 46. I was like, oh, so she said that, baby, come back from break. Do the pre-roll about the clap back, because I'm about to,
Indeed. I lived. Sharon Reed is amongst my heroes of 2017. And we're going to nominate her for something in coming weeks.
Oh, my God.
That's all we're going to tell you.
Yes.
Thanks, and don't say a motherfucking
Oh, my God.
Don't say a motherfucking word. Thank you.
Oh, my God. I love it.
Next, Preppy app people reached out to me. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but you hearing the same thing live from the horse's mouth. They were very excited to hear us talk about the app.
Somebody left a comment on SoundCloud and was asking how they can share with their audience as well. So I was glad to see the reach that it had.
It did. And so this representative works at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, called me personally because my number was on the app. I was like, I gotta stop putting my fucking
don't be using it.
I put my real fucking number, and he called me. Shout out to you. I'm not saying you were wrong. Thank you. But I just wasn't expecting a real call.
Right.
Somebody. I was like, shit, I need to holler like Beyonce now.
I wonder if the results in there say he's the top, lives in Northwest. I'm like, oh, let me call him. Excuse me, so you put your number in the app. And you live close. Can I come by?
So they gave us kudos and thanks for the shout out. They said that they saw an uptick last week. So
well, I downloaded it immediately.
Well, yes, you also you were part of the uptick, but there were other people that downloaded. So we encourage people, if you did not listen to last week's episode where we talked about Preppy app, make sure you go back and listen to that episode and understand what we're talking about as far as prep knowledge, prep awareness in your area and in your community, and download Preppy.
And it can remind you to take your prep, and there's information about HIV awareness, all those things. Yes, we love that app.
Indeed. I watched Dreamboat.
Oh, I love that documentary.
I loved it. It gave me, I don't know what the fuck it gave me. It gave me hopes and dreams because I was like, why the fuck don't black people
go on this cruise?
Why the fuck don't black people do this kind of shit? And I've been to so many white parties where there's like, I'm like, what? Y'all are having so much fun, but I know niggas
everybody was on theme. Everybody was on theme. Nobody just came in to watch beat in some jeans. I was like, yes.
And everybody came to dance.
The BDSM girls came and they pup outfit. The dude in his pup outfit in the hallway barking, and then the mess had to call him back into.
Girl, come back in.
Not in front of the
and camera. She stayed in character. She didn't miss a beat. If you don't know what we're talking about,
Dreamboat.
It is Dreamboat, a TV show on Netflix.
A documentary on Netflix.
It's a documentary. But it goes around these gay people that take this awesome cruise where they're telling their stories about their lives and what led them to take this cruise. There's a very touching story about a handicapped man. I won't tell you everything, but make sure you check it out.
And the guy who lives in India, I believe it was. And then the cute, hunky guy was in a dress because there was the theme. And then the guy from India didn't go that night because he felt like he didn't have any friends, and
I know so many gay people
less
like that.
attractive than other people. And then so the hunk went and talked to the guy who was nervous about it and telling him to be himself and telling him yes, and where you're from is trash. Okay, so you can move. You know you can move. Like, people love you. You can come be a part of a community somewhere else. It's literally
the story of everybody in New York.
Was so beautiful. Like, but no, this like on an international scale. Nobody was from America in this.
It didn't look like it, but I'm sure there was some Americans sprinkled in there. But it didn't look like it.
The black guy who one person was roommating with was from LA, but they didn't really spotlight him. The documentary was about him, but his roommate was from LA.
Okay, I think I missed that. The story about you don't have to have a big ass or a big dick.
No. Oh, yes. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. That story reached out to me because, again, I think that is prevalent across gender, across color, across all kinds of boundaries of people thinking, well, my ass isn't big enough or my dick isn't big enough to be noticed or to be liked or to be loved. And when they talked about that, it was really touching and really informational from an emotional perspective of these things impact these people's decisions so much. Of, I don't know if I can wear this because my ass isn't big enough, or I don't know if I can wear this because my dick isn't big enough, or I don't know if I can talk to him because my dick isn't big enough, or all these things where those two minute things impacted these people's whole lives. And it may take a journey like going on a cruise like this for you to realize.
I want to go.
Yeah, I want to go.
I was like, girl, I don't know what I'm doing in February, but I'm finna look up the date.
It's down.
Yeah, let's do it.
In Rockaletta Moss news,
okay.
I have concluded she's got to have it, and per our promise a couple episodes ago, we would discuss it in entirety, and especially the finale. So
we can't discuss. There was that was referenced. So we're not gonna kill. We're not gonna
ruin the whole show.
Yeah, but if there was a specific reason.
Yes,
that was so good. It was kind of whack when I first watched it, but like after I let it settle in my spirit, I was like, I can see why she did it.
I can't.
Oh well,
I can't.
I can't figure out why everybody participated.
I was like, I would have. Why don't you have any self-worth to say, bitch, no?
Oh.
I'm not doing this? Your pussy is not that good? There are 17 other brown-skinned, pretty-eyed bitches in New York that paint?
Oh, well. You mean like... Figuratively, literally, she's an artist. She's the next Michelangelo or something. These other girls be painting it.
Just Baptiste, I would give her Michelangelo, and that is not shade because Baptiste is iconic. And also covered in the previous episode. I think it was the previous episode when she was going to all the graves in New York, and I didn't realize so many great people were buried in fucking New York. I was like, damn.
I was like, what?
Paul Robeson?
Wow.
Bunch? What? All of these people in New York?
In the same cemetery.
In the same cemetery? Y'all didn't want to go to what? Okay.
My thing is, I'm like, all the girls are buried there, and so if a natural disaster happened,
they have taken on all the legends.
All our caskets fucked. Don't bury me over there.
I don't know. But the finale of the show didn't wrap up anything. It definitely wanted you wanting more for season 2, which I don't know if they've gotten yet.
Do you think they will?
I don't know, because Russell Simmons is loosely attached to...
No, that's a Spike Lee joint.
He's loosely attached to Spike Lee. And I don't know if any of that's going to bleed off. And it didn't... It seemed to have like a niche cult following, not like Insecure.
You mentioning it just ruined it for me. And bitch, I wanted a season. Oh my God.
I wanted season 2. And so if you guys have watched it,
do not remember what he just said. Do not even re-mention it. Just move on.
I don't think everything that Russell Simmons touched.
Why you just say his name again? I told you not to say.
I don't think that everything that he's touched has turned to shit.
He don't need to be touching nothing else.
I confirmed and agreed.
The reason we're here. The reasons.
Many reasons.
The reasons that we are here.
On many sides.
Wow.
On many sides, people.
Come on.
On many sides, folks.
Donald Trump hands. You got to get Donald Trump finger. Greatness.
Anyway.
A lot of people.
Woo!
So you do want a season 2?
I definitely do want a season 2. They didn't wrap it up, like I said. To say that this is our only season and we had a great vision.
But shout out to the dance that they did and the song that they did.
I feel like I was spoiling if I say it, so I'm not gonna say it.
But you guys need to watch She's Got a Head. I know that you won't understand.
I'm not if I say a color, I'll fuck it up.
We don't want to, but like watch you're like, okay, I'm on episode 8. I don't get it yet, but watch the whole thing, and when you get to episode 10, it will all make sense.
It will.
But that's Netflix series, and I'll be hating it because I'm like, I'm on episode 6, and I'm just gonna quit right now. And girls be like, but you gotta wait till episode 9. I'd be like, episode 9. I watch 6 hours of TV to get for 30 minutes of gratification.
Yeah,
it's so I feel like
Netflix movies are more like 3-hour movies. Like you have to watch the whole thing to get it from beginning to end. It's not like a show where it's episodic and you will only, if you miss 2 or 3 episodes. Like
Scandal was at first.
Shape. Where if you miss 2 or 3 episodes, you can still pick it up 4 episodes in and then be like, oh, okay, I know that girl. What's she doing now? Yeah. No, you need to watch this because it's an actual movie, and if you miss the middle of it, you won't get the end of it. Because so much that you see in Nola Darling being confused, maybe problematic in the beginning, but still sex positive, still polyamorous, still very defined in who the fuck she is and who the fuck she wants, kinda, but not really. You see the progression of it by the end. It's not an evolution because she's still in her fucking shit. Wrongly and rightly. Tell me what y'all feel, because I feel a lot of things.
Oh my God. We gotta move on because we got things to do. It's your birthday. You can't be. Well, we love you, listeners, but it's Martell's birthday. He's got 17 obligations.
He does not. My first obligation is to this podcast. I want everyone to know. It is.
All 14 of 17 obligations is me.
I'm glad that you said who you were at the beginning because I'm
like, it's about me.
Well, we now know who Honey Boo Boo's cousin is.
Oh, that lady with the thing and the boy and the...
Yes. So
shout out to Tennessee. First of all, y'all not going to do Tennessee.
Tennessee did it.
Shout out to Memphis.
Is he from Memphis? I didn't know.
I'm from Memphis.
But they were from the woods of the backwoods of the backwoods.
I don't even know. But
no,
shout out
they're
to Memphis.
from the backwoods of the backwoods.
Shout out to Tennessee. I'm here in D.C. right now. But
Keaton Jones is the controversy that we're currently talking about. If you don't know about the Keaton Jones controversy, you have been away for 6 summers and 7 winters as well.
Keisha Lance's verse. You were somewhere upside down. And like,
you were somewhere in the upside down.
Come on, Netflix series.
Yes. So the Keaton Jones controversy took social media by storm before we found out that his
boy
mother was
crying,
trash.
but then his saying he was being bullied. But then it came out that the black kid said that he was calling them niggers and stuff, and so they did what they had to do.
And they still have not said no to that accusation.
The mom said, "Oh, they have not said no to the absolutely.
They have not said no to the accusation.
Oh my God, they have not said no to that.
And there are multiple pictures of this family with Confederate flags and guns in the children's hands. So it seems in the vein of,
but they didn't say no. They didn't say no to. He started it by calling the black kids nigger.
No, they did not.
Wow, they have not denied
They
that.
have not denied
by
that
any
accusation.
measure. They weren't racist.
Cool.
I got a black friend.
They have denied that this is not a scheme that Todd set up so they can get money.
They can get $108,000 on GoFundMe. $58,000 in one girl who started it, and then another girl, Ed Ronald Matters on behalf of Kimberly Jones. I was like, oh look, Kim got a GoFundMe. Wouldn't be surprised. But
this is the bee, not the queen bee. She just a bee.
I was like, on behalf of Kimberly. Okay, cool. 58,000, like 53,000, 56,000. Two different and both of them were hashtag suspended.
Okay, well, hashtag me too, because girl, I'm putting out a GoFundMe too.
Hashtag church too.
If all of our listeners gave money to that, I'm putting out a GoFundMe as well, because I've been through some things.
Okay, I can't.
And so if you guys would like to, I'm gonna open up my heart and open up.
You have Cash App. What's your Cash App? ID.
And open
$sign the Superman or $sign. What's your Cash App ID?
I have Venmo and I have PayPal.
So what's your Venmo?
We will put that in the description link. If you feel so free to donate, please do. If you feel so free to donate to me, I would prefer that you donate it to my art and to my craft. And this is my art and my craft. And so if you feel so inclined, because your nigga is turning a little bit older this year.
Oh, well. You were my nigga. I thought you was like my boyfriend.
No, I'm talking to
you are my nigga.
I'm talking to our listeners and subscribers. If I am their nigga, they can donate to our art, and our art is this podcast.
You Nola Darling squared. You the junior, Nola Darling Junior,
brother Darling.
All right,
as they call me in the streets.
When we start naming our son's brother, that's your nickname.
I'm brother to the night always. Shout out to my Love Jones fans that will get that.
I've never seen that probably. I probably have. I'm so drunk right now off this gin. I know that you like gin, so I got gin.
Thank you.
And there's more gin when we finish this gin.
Possibly. But thank you. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so if you feel so inclined to celebrate with me and celebrate with the podcast, make sure that you subscribe to our Patreon. Here for a Podcast is Patreon. And there you can help us grow this art form and grow this platform so that we can continue to bring you the great content that we have for 40 fucking episodes. 40 times have we got in front of this microphone and talked shit to you.
All right now. Is there more hot topics, or are you moving on to sexual health, or?
Woo! I can get to like a warm topic.
Okay.
So, is the black community as sex positive as they say they are?
This is the sexual health thing.
It is a tepid sexual health / hot topic.
I want you to have all of what you need. It's your birthday. Just get it all out.
This is in the yikes. I haven't yet. And
every drop.
This is a different birthday, because normally I would have by like 4 or 5 times by now, but I have not.
0 today, like. Seriously, today 0?
0. Somebody's gonna get it.
Wow! Okay.
At some point,
it's the whole weekend coming up. We're still. We should probably discuss this off air. We're still going to dinner tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, great.
But anyway,
I think I want to change the restaurant, but we'll talk offline about that.
Are black gays as sex positive as we think that we are? After discussing the Dreamboat documentary that we just discussed,
you should watch Dreamboat.
Yeah, definitely watch Dreamboat, and then come back to this discussion, because I think the black community does think that we are sex positive and inclusive as other communities.
Okay.
And me being a member of the community, and I'm not the pastor, I'm probably a deacon.
I just want to be a secretary.
You can be an usher.
I'm like, I want to be.
You can be the lead usher. You can be the lead usher. You in charge of the girls on the ushers. Like you got.
I don't like when girls faint. Like that. Like,
bitch,
get over here and give her a napkin. Bitch, get over there. Her skirt coming up. Put a thing, a prayer cloth on.
A shawl.
Yeah.
Put a shawl on her. You don't got to be the girl to do that. You just got to be the girl to direct girls to do that.
To direct girls. Yeah, I like that.
Be the girl to direct girls.
That makes me happy.
Okay. The manager of girls.
In Dreamboat.
I don't think that our community is where it needs to be as far as sex positivity and inclusiveness in comparison to our Latino and Caucasian community sisters.
We're having the sex. Yes, but what do you mean?
But we're not as vocal and accepting of the sex that we're having.
Oh, because we shame bottoms when the girls say, I need 4 dicks tonight.
Yes.
Including yourself.
Same. Okay, that's fine. I can be a culprit.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I don't shame them. I just say I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
I'm not saying, girl, don't do that, because, girl, do whatever you want to.
Take 4 dicks tonight. Just
it's your ass.
You sound like that girl who don't want to have pizza for the wedding.
I don't want to have pizza.
I'm not making pizza for your wedding because I know that you're LGBT. But because I like taking dick, don't mean that you can't make me a pizza at my wedding. First of all, this sounds like judgment in itself, but yeah, you're judging girls because they like taking dick. So
I'm not judging them. I'm saying I don't want to hear it. So that's what I was saying.
Wow, that's what straight people are saying. Okay, I'm gonna let you finish.
No,
come on.
I'm not saying
it's your birthday. You cannot be wrong. But on December 15th, these listeners gonna blow you up. I just want to let you know.
I'll be logged in. That's fine.
Okay.
I am saying that is nothing wrong with taking 4 dicks. It is something that I don't want to hear you communicate to me, that you have been taking 4 dicks before you got here. You can take all of the dick in the world because it is your asshole. It's your life.
It is.
You can do whatever you want.
It's mine.
I can't tell you what not to do with it.
I don't belong to you.
But I can tell you, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that you just got slammed by 7 niggas before you got here. I don't want to hear that.
Well, don't be surprised when you get in there and it's not virgin.
There's a lot of niggas that aren't virgin from top anyway. They don't have to have been
from jump, not from top, but from the beginning.
Yeah, well, you know, they like to be top sometimes.
Keisha Lance verse.
Yikes. And so their ass has the same dexterity that it would have anyway.
Okay.
Whether they were fucked by 4 niggas today or yesterday or last week. I'm just saying I don't want to hear about it before you come to my dick. My dick is the main event today.
Oh, because your ego.
No, because it is.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, it's your birthday. Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounds like judgment.
Oh.
But it can be. Everyone's is not. He's mad.
I'm not mad. The gag is I'm looking at my notes on my this when I should be looking at my notes on my this. Wow, cool.
The main ones judging be the main ones doing.
Hey.
I want y'all to know that.
How did I get this?
I want y'all to know that.
Hashtag victim.
Hashtag me too. Woo! So, if anything, in closing, let's gentrify sexual freedom. The way that Brooklyn and Green Park, was it Green Park?
It was Fort Greene.
Fort Greene. Yeah. Was gentrified in She's Gotta Have It. Let's take some shit from the white people. Okay. And if we can take sex positivity and inclusiveness from white people that we see all the time in all kinds of corners, well, except when when it comes to black dick, because they're like, whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But if we can gentrify sex positivity and inclusiveness from certain white communities, let's gentrify that shit and take it for ourselves.
This week in social studies, I have a long title. It says Sex and Health. Gay couples have more sex but shorter relationship cycles. You know, sex is linked to lower levels of depression. People who have sex, a lot of sex, have a stronger heart. And of course, it's been linked to a slimmer waist. Hashtag if you're doing it right. From all the calories and all the sweating and the burning of the things.
Ooh, yes. Hello. Pick a wall. Pick a wall, Boots.
So we're going to talk about... Oh, I forgot to get the name of the second doctor. Fuck. Okay. So Dr. Jean Twenge, a psychologist, compiled 11 million results from multiple surveys and found that Americans, on average, have sex 54 times a year. that equals about once per week. And for married couples, they have sex a little bit less, but it comes up to 51 times per week.
Oh, wow.
And I forgot to get the other.
51 times per week?
Yeah, married couples have sex like a little bit less.
51 times in a week?
It's either 54 or 51. I mean, like, you can check off 3 more times and still meet your quota.
You mean in a month, then?
I mean, in a year. Oh, my God.
I was like, they're not fucking in
This gene has got me turned.
I was like, they're not fucking 51 times.
Wow.
They're not fucking 51 times in
a week. No. It's, that ain't even what my notes say. 51 times per year.
So, he's a little illiterate.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No.
Illiterate.
I cannot drink gin and make public appearances no more.
Mixed with dyslexia.
I can drink and talk to my homegirl, a.k.a. you, but I can't be recording everyone podcast.
Wow,
I read this so wrong. Anyway, but there was another doctor who does sex studies, and she surveyed 16,000 people and found that 70% of gay couples have a sex rate of 3 times per week within the first 2 years of the relationship, and it drops to less than 50% for straight couples and about 33% for lesbians.
Oh, wow.
So for the first 3 years of the relationship, 33% of lesbians confess to having sex at least 3 times per week. So
they didn't show up for the poll, huh?
But for gay men,
these lesbians be fucking.
And I was like, so it's these numbers? It's the numbers. It's the girls surveyed. Y'all all went to the lesbian club one night.
I'm coming back to lesbians real soon.
But
FYI.
Just in closing, gay men are having more sex but having shorter relationship cycles, because 2 years in a gay relationship is at least like 7. So we are having more sex, but we're having shorter relationship cycles, because when it came to relationships that had lasted 10 years or more, we were like doing lesbian numbers. It had only like 33% of gay men. Like, we don't stay in relationships long, but we are getting what we need to receive our short-term goal of having sex at least 3 times a week. Because I feel like we require it more, but it's something emotional in it. Because we feel like we're happier in our relationship if we start for 8 hours a day and then babe come give us a good 30, 45 minute round, and then I can eat Chipotle after that and figure it out, you know. But if I'm only having sex like 1 time a week, I'm like, does he love me still? Is he cheating on me? No, Beyonce.
Always Beyonce.
It's just sex and health, you know, it's linked to being lower levels of depression, lower rates of cancer, prostate and breast.
Suicide rates.
So make sure you out here having sex with your man, because his health depends on it.
Watch your man. Bitch, watch your mouth.
Okay. Sexual health, what's going on? Fall right on into it. Yeah. Oh, no loose booty. #
I feel
no loose booty.
Did we title the episode about that? Did we? If we have not, we should.
I think that should be the title of this episode. # loose booty. We'll talk about it off air.
So what do you feel like is loose booty? Because obviously,
it's got to grip the thing that's in front of me.
When you hear someone say someone is loose,
if it can't grip the thing, if it can't grip the man and get him to the end, then his stuff is loose. All of my close friends are tops. And I hear I've heard so many, even people that aren't my close friends anymore. They've put their hot dog down hallways and just, I didn't know if I was going to social studies or if I was going to Spanish too. I didn't know if I was taking American studies or if I was taking your child.
Sometimes you end up in a whole other classroom when you in that environment.
I just didn't know which classroom I was going to, but I was in the hallway.
So when you think of loose booty, what does it look like?
Oh, the looks of loose. Okay, well, that's not my area.
But you've seen it before.
Of expertise.
Have you not seen it before?
Not in front of me.
Oh, not in person?
No, I can't.
You don't know no tops on loose booty?
I can't. Because, the girls would convert to, I'm a verse top. But I used to,
And then you didn't look at their booty and be like, so like in porn, like people talk about it all the time, like,
how? Did you get here? You a verse top now because
somebody's dick must have been here. You see this hole, and you're like, oh no, somebody's dick has been here.
Yeah.
Several dicks might have been here.
It's not a whole mushroom, but it's a something poking out of it.
It's not a balloon knot, but it's an orange.
All right now. I like the way you said it's an orange. Orange. It's
Did that become
French. It was very French.
No, my Spanish leaks out sometimes. I don't know.
Not
French.
leaks.
First off, we're not gonna talk about leaks when we're talking about loose booty in this episode right now.
35 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yikes. When I think about loose booty, I think about prolapsed booty.
Wow.
To me,
You always go to the extreme. You just
take
Google
off.
prolapsed booty. I'm finna Google it.
Yeah. So prolapsed booty is loose booty to me because it is when the anus has given up its original intended purpose. And so its original intended purpose is to excrete.
Excrete? Is something coming out of it? Oh
Yeah.
My God. Okay.
Excrete the aftermath and the bodily mess that has come from all the shit that you
Do not
eat.
do Google images of prolapsed booty. I just did that.
That's
I'm just
yeah,
gonna go
and so
back
when you
to-
look at those images,
No,
that's what
do
loose
not-
booty is to
do
me.
not do Google
Because I
images.
think that some people would call like niggas that have dick continuously loose booty, and I'm like,
The gag
some
is
of
all the
those-
pictures of white females.
Whoa,
White females
Whoa.
experience a lot of prolapsed booty, apparently.
how'd you get there? How did you get there?
I Googled it and clicked images.
I'm talking about how the white girls. How did they get there? Like, what is your pussy not enough? what is happening in your home that he's destroyed your asshole like this? What happened?
The whole pussy just
Come lay your head on my titty.
null and void.
Come and lay your head on my titty, baby. What is going on? Anyway, so when I think of loose booty, I think of prolapsed booty. I don't think of the booties out there that have taken a few dicks, have taken a few poundings before. That's not loose booty to me. That is good sport to me because that means that this nigga can take a pounding.
All right.
Okay, he can take a motorsport whipping.
All right.
You can go about 95 miles an hour on that tunnel
How
and
fast
still
have you gone before? Okay.
fast sometimes. But you can go about 95 miles an hour on that tunnel and still get to where you're going. You can't go 95 miles on a prolapsed booty. You can try, but you're going to be like, what am I fucking? It's like fucking air. Like you might as well just be fucking air. You don't
So it
feel...
poops a lot when you're doing that, or it don't poop? Cause
Someone that's prolapsed, air can be trapped in somebody that's prolapsed or somebody that's not anyway.
Okay, I don't know.
So-
I'm asking you.
No, air can happen regardless. Air and or gas, because somebody be like, oh, you just did, that was just some air. I was like, no, nigga, that smells like Doritos. That's not air.
This smell like a Doritos
Doritos Locos Taco Supreme with sour cream. Nigga, that was not air.
Yes.
That was your lunch.
And you use the mild sauce, I can tell.
Anyway, there's nothing wrong with those things, but when you're fucking it and it just feels like air, you have not gotten to the end of this, because sometimes, there are different holes that you can feel. You haven't got to the bottom of this. You can't get to the side of this. No matter which direction you stroke, which position, it just feels like you fucking the same.
You should just say names.
things.
If you should just say names right now. Here for a podcast. It's your birthday. Eric, Dwayne,
Romeo St. James.
wow. I love Romeo St. James.
That was a joke.
That was
people.
a joke.
That was only a joke. I have never even met
Because you know I love Romeo. Bitch.
That was only a joke. I have never even met Romeo St. James.
Oh, you went at the party that I've met him.
You've met him. I've never met Romeo St. James. I've met plenty of people in the industry. Not Romeo St. James. Never met him. Never fucked him. But that was a joke to hurt Ronald Matter's feelings.
Because ew.
Anyway.
It's your birthday, so I can't pretend.
People
to be
that are
hurt.
prolapsed, they don't have names to me anymore because I deleted their contacts.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay, this.
It's a 314 number texting me.
It's not because I blocked it, so it won't.
God blocked it.
It won't text me again.
All right.
So in closing,
Something your hoe can't do.
in rejuvenation, loose booty is what you make of it. What to me is prolapsed. To Ronald Matters is anything that looks bigger than a mushroom. So what do you guys think loose booty is? What is loose booty to you?
I can't.
Do you feel like you might have loose booty, but it just does the trick? Because I know some bottoms that know that they have loose booty and they're proud of that loose booty because they are also soul snatchers. So shout out to them and their soul snatching abilities.
Thank you guys so much for subscribing to us on Patreon. We are getting so close to our $250 a month goal. And we've got 2 or 3 new subscribers this month. Special thank you to everyone who's a part of the Here For It Hive on Patreon. If you love Here For It podcast, if you listen to us every week, pretty please, every dollar counts. What is it? Every dollar matters. Mm-hmm. So
you too can save a starving podcast for $1 a month.
We are seriously trying to put together a lot of things. We're trying to put together things, and we need the blocks to build them with. So if you love
stacks, preferably.
Yeah, cash. So listen, if you love us, go to patreon.com/HereForItPod and donate today. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you.
We appreciate it. I especially appreciate it. My dick is hard every time someone subscribes to our Patreon. I just want to let them know for a visual. So when you are on our Patreon,
happy birthday.
Like, Martell's dick is getting hard right now. Just know that.
The song For My Soul.
Okay.
No matter where we are, we've been like a lot of countries,
no matter where
a lot of states.
Are, where you're from, as long as you love me.
Our singing is both of us. Hashtag American Idol. Hashtag The Four.
Hashtag is
but
almost,
not hashtag The Voice.
It's almost New Year's Eve, and so I was inspired by Mariah for that.
But the song For My Soul is a song no matter where we are.
Where you from? As long as you love me.
This song, I want to play it. This song always makes you go to the dance floor. Like 4 seconds. But this song right here.
Let me see your chest. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah.
This song, like, imagine like being anywhere. The wobble. I'm like, this urban ass line dance. It just be. And then watching you trying to do it. When you're drunk, when you're like,
I get it every motherfucking time.
There's a hop, and then there's a lean to the left, and then there's a lean to the right, and then there's a Cupid shuffle. It's like, okay, like he 2 steps behind, but he don't even know it. But he's drunk and having fun. So.
I get it every time. You must be drunk because you thought that I was off step. I'll be on step.
It's your birthday right now, so I can't even refuse.
It's
your birthday. Have it.
I am never off step. I am always on key.
Sure, Mariah. But shout out to VIC. The Wobble is my song for my soul.
Timeless classic.
What's the song for my soul? Because it's the song that you get down to for your birthday.
I did, and I said that on previous episodes. Make sure that you go back and listen because I detailed where the Wobble is in my soul and what she does to my spirit animal. This week, my song for my soul is on a classic, timeless, iconic ass album.
Wow. Those adjectives all mean the same thing.
2 different people, because everyone thinks they're iconic, but everyone is not a legend.
Okay.
Ask Patti LaBelle.
Well, she said Beyonce is a legend, so that's all that matters.
Confirmed. Agreed.
No further argument, Your Honor.
So Minnie Riperton's album.
Oh my God, yes.
Perfect Angel came out in 1974. Instant classic because of the Loving You song that was on it, which
it's easy because you're beautiful. Amen.
Still knocks, still is everything to so many people in so many different ways.
I think that song was dedicated to him. Oh, She's Gotta Have It.
Oh,
Greer think that song is all about him because he light skinned and tall and got meat. Woo. And on the end of
anyway, the song is Every Time He Comes Around, which is technically the second single to the song, but they didn't do singles like we do singles now, and so it was just the other song that was next to Loving You that was the biggest one that came on the radio after Loving You. It didn't get as much traction or fame or notoriety as Loving You, but it was still dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. Every Time He Comes Around is a song that is an electric rock ballad from the era of disco. So I can't explain to you what a rock love song is.
You don't look like you can explain it, so.
But when you hear the song, you will know what I mean by this is a rock love song. Every time he comes around, I turn into fire.
Amen.
When he whispers in my ear, I start to lose control. It's hard for me to tell if it's just desire.
I love you, baby.
How many times have you felt that way?
I feel it right now.
Ciao. Good night. I was talking to our listeners again. I have no idea why he thinks I'm talking to him. But how many times have you felt like that when a nigga is whispering in your ear from the bottom or the top?
Happy birthday. Hopefully somebody's whispering that in your ear tonight.
We'll see.
Okay.
I washed it, so
Okay.
I got a little cologne on. Smell a little cute, a little rich. But that song is for those moments when niggas whisper in your ear and change the whole fucking evening. The hairs on your legs, on your arms, on your coochie.
Shave, girl. Shave.
Stand up. That's not for everybody. Didn't we talk about the BDSM culture?
Come on, Hotep. Oh, I thought you were talking about the Hotep girls. Cool.
Hoteps will never be featured on this. Hoteps will continuously be dragged from beginning to end of this podcast, from episode 1 to episode 40 million.
All right, now.
But anyway, every time he comes around is a song for my soul this week.
Listener questions. Send us your questions to adhereforitpod@gmail.com or to any inbox where you can find us on social media. Sean Loves, who's a member of the Here For It Hive.
He is.
On Patreon. We love you. His question is, when are you guys going to have a happy hour with your fans? Oh. Now, like this, you're over that committee, like live appearances and things is yours. So. For your birthday, you still got to work a little bit. Sean, who's a member of the Hive, wants to know, when you going to book the venue? When you going to make the flyer?
I am willing to engage in a social media for our fans and for the Here For It Hive. Once this episode gets to 1,000 listens.
Oh.
So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you are sharing this episode, liking, commenting, and putting it on your different platforms until this episode gets to 1,000 listens. And when this episode gets to 1,000 listens, I will begin the preparations for a Here For It happy hour. HHH.
You Cool J asks, is it wrong that I request a face picture on the hookup app? Only if dude, I guess that's what he meant. Only if dude and I are going to meet. I feel like it's a security risk not to ask for one.
It is a security risk. We talked about that a few episodes ago as far as meeting up with trade on these apps and meeting up with people you can't see their face and you can't get any information from them except what the dick look like and where they want you to meet them at on the street corner.
Wow.
You need to get as much information from these people as possible, including pictures of what their face looks like. Because if you have to detail what their face looks like to police, you can't just give them a dick picture and be like, girl, find him. Find him. This dick is 9.5 inches around. I'm 9.5 inches long and 5 inches around. Find him. He was the one. No, you need to be able to show them a face picture. And you don't know if
he gave you his number from the Sideline app, because I talked about that.
Yes.
So you can have a Sideline app, and that's not even your real phone number, or Google Voice. Child.
But Google Voice also is now able to trace people because of the email address that they register with and IP numbers and stuff like that. So Google Voice is able to
just a little bit more
safe. A little bit more safe.
Okay.
But you don't know if it's a Google Voice number or it's not. So still take the proper precautions. Face pictures are still very important, as well as height and weight, because you need to be able to give those descriptions to the police because they ask for it and they need it.
Did you see last week on news in D.C., a guy was tied up and the house was set on fire?
Yeah.
I was like, D.C. has the craziest things going on. Somebody came up for a hookup and then ended up getting tied up and the whole house was set on fire. And the neighbors had to call 911. And just imagine being tied up and like, so at any minute now,
somebody's gonna bust in here.
No.
Hopefully somebody will bust in here.
Not the busting in here I thought I was gonna get.
Yikes.
But somebody's gonna kick this door down and I'm gonna be up in here naked, tied up, looking for
help me.
You gotta
get my purse from the back too.
My food stamp card in there. That is ridiculous that DC has the craziest things going on. Ugh.
Indeed. This week, my last call. Oh, excuse me. My Here For It.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Excuse me. My Here For It is for lesbians, as promised, who have figured out what team that they are on. And I say that to say this because there were lesbians that came to the rescue of one of our icons, Luther Vandross, and I didn't see that many of us doing the same thing. And I'm going to also correlate that to my last call. But for my here for it is for the lesbians. I'm absolutely here for the lesbians that took to Twitter and were defining what outing was and was saying what and who Luther Vandross is and what Luther Vandross was to them, because I didn't see many of my gay counterparts doing and saying the same thing. They were espousing the same, oh, well, she should have said this and she should have said that, or she shouldn't have said this or she shouldn't have said that.
Well, I feel like she shouldn't have. If it's your best friend in death or in life, you knew he was LGBT, he didn't want his mama to know, then why is, his mama's passed now. But, I mean, like, you still, like, best friend honor. It's like, there's some things that I know about previous best friends I would never say to nobody. There's things about current close friends I wouldn't say to nobody. I don't care if they ask me today, if they ask me in 2050. I don't care if they ask me in 2179. Shout out to me for having a long life. There's things that you don't say, this best friend honor.
I think so as well. And I think that she told the line of what to say and what not to say.
Because she was sitting there with the gay host and then the gay singer sitting next to her, so she felt comfortable as a straight 70-year-old straight woman.
But she's been around gay people her whole life. It's not that she was just around gay people in that moment. Patti LaBelle has been around gay people for 40, 50 years. It ain't no new shit for Patti LaBelle.
It ain't no new shit.
Okay. And I think that she did feel comfortable in that moment and did feel comfortable in that friendship and who Luther Vandross is to say just that, because I'm sure there's a lot more that she could say. We ain't talking about his lovers. Ain't nobody bring up who we've been thinking he been fucking for 30 years and ain't confirmed nor denied. That kind of shit I feel like is best friend code, because she knows those things. I think she knows where the bones are buried. But to say the obvious shit that everyone knows, this ain't nothing. This has never been a secret.
Not even 30 years in your death could someone ask me, oh, well, what about this about the Superman? I'm here to promote my Christmas album, and Sam Smith has a great record out, and y'all found my background singers apparently because they're over there at the bar.
But if the question is, was at the Superman...
So deflecting answers the question as well. That's what I'm thinking about as I sit here.
And she might have been deflected. And she might have been deflected. And you know who the only people would have known is? Patti LaBelle and Luther Vandross. Because she might have deflected some shit she really could have answered and then just gave us the basic fucking answer that we all already fucking know.
Okay.
So if the basic question to you after I have died is, was Martell mostly a top? You can really answer that. There are some shady things you can insert shade fan.
Okay.
But you could mostly answer that kind of question. And I use that just as a basic common knowledge of what common people know about me. Does the nigga like ass? Yes. It's not hard to find whether the nigga liked ass or not. You don't have to look far. And it's the same with Luther Vandross.
But what the lesbians do? Let's get to the main point.
The lesbians were the only people I saw on social media that were coming to Patti LaBelle's defense and picking a side and saying this was not outing. What outing is this. And what she was doing was being a friend. And in the moments of, people pretending to be your friend and getting on the internet or getting on a radio show to pretend to be your friend, to say something to, have your name in their mouth and to be making a fake story or fake news.
Make press, because that's the only thing that's going to have them make press.
Because that's what people do nowadays. In the moment of a real friend saying a real life story and connection to his real fans is something commendable. And I live for the lesbians that did that decided that LGBTQI plus was the team that they were on. And I'm happy for it, because sometimes we don't remember the same team that we're on. Because when it comes to trans issues, sometimes gays be on the other side of the goddamn team and be like, "Oh, I don't know them girls. They not on varsity." Wait a minute, girl.
Uh-oh, not the JR team.
What? Some of y'all on JV. What do you mean? So shout out to
that the lesbians were saying that was not outing,
and we're coming to the defense of Patti LaBelle that I saw on social media.
Okay. Cool. What's your word? Dope.
Dope.
My here for it is I am all the way here for Amaya Scott's acting on Star in these last few episodes that I've been watching. Yesterday I watched the winter finale, and her trade was out of jail. Well, in the last few episodes, she was dating this trade, and he was in jail, but then he got out of jail, then he wanted to pick up where things left off, and she didn't say, like, I don't even date black men anymore. She was like, but I'm on this interracial relationship kind of tease, and it's working out, and you gotta cheat on the internet, and you gotta, she was not here for the black trade no more, and he just couldn't take it, and then so all of a sudden he ends up blah, 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 and just her acting through it. Amaya Scott, her journey and where she's come from and where she currently sits on the panels, it's just, I'm so proud of her because she's definitely a great, I feel, in this, what I know about her. She is a great representation of trans people everywhere. Now, I hope she ain't molesting nobody. There's zero case of trans girls molesting girls. But anyway, just, Amaya Scott is a great representation of the internet can take you places. Hashtag net neutrality. But shout out to Amaya Scott. That's my here for it.
Thank you, Amaya Scott. You're always beautiful and always iconic.
Always amazing. It is time for our last call. So besides it being your birthday, it's time for a toast. Shout out to Seagram's Gin.
As I said previously, am I here for it?
It's your birthday.
My last call is to Patti LaBelle.
Come on.
Because Patti LaBelle is not going no goddamn where.
This gin's making my throat scratchy. Okay.
That's probably That's probably not gin. Patti LaBelle is forever iconic. Patti LaBelle is forever everyone's auntie, everyone's grandmother, everyone wants her to be their best friend. And everyone should have a best friend, to me, like Patti LaBelle. Someone that knows the shit, but I don't have to tell you all the shit. I can tell you what the fuck y'all know. Y'all know that nigga is
LGBT.
LGBT?
Okay.
Y'all know that nigga is sometimey? Y'all know that nigga is never on time, like I'm currently late. Y'all know these things about that nigga. But the things that you don't know are for our friendship, because you are not that friend.
You are not that girl.
You're not that girl. You are that. You are another girl, and it's fine to be another girl. And so my last call is definitely to Patti LaBelle, because I saw the laurels and the benefits of her friendship. I can understand that everyone didn't. I can definitely disagree. I can definitely agree to disagree. But I saw the laurels of her friendship, and to me, that is what friendship looks like. That is what dedication looks like, because she has known shit for a long motherfucking time. Luther has been gone for a long motherfucking time. And if Patti LaBelle decided, I want to write a tell-all book and make a cute little coin off of what I know, she could do that. Because she know a lot of shit, but she don't. She just said, I'm keep it cute, I'm keep it classy, give y'all a little taste of what you think you want, what y'all already know. Move along. I got cakes and pies out.
The new patty cakes are out.
So, this is my last call.
Well, first, shout out to RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 3. They released their promo today, and the show returns on Thursday, January the 25th.
Looks expensive.
8,
Shout out to the
7
production
Central on VH1. They got the prime time top spot on VH1. Shout out to the budgets. That's my first last call, and because I live for Mother. And then They Call Me Mother is the song play. I was like, yes, Rue, snatch them wigs, snatch them
And if
wigs.
you also looked at the visuals of it, she was still standing above everyone that was there.
On the platforms.
Above everyone else that was there. It was
gold.
giving very that picture of Tina Knowles and Beyonce, and who was it Blue in the picture? I feel like it was Blue. Oh, it was some babies in that video, in the grown woman video.
Oh, the grown woman video.
Yeah, it was some other babies.
Because Tina was sitting
Blue.
on the couch, and then B was sitting on the floor and holding Blue in her lap, but it was some other babies around.
They
decorating
they
the
were
scene.
kittens. They were kittens to the queens. But it was giving that same visual to me of, okay, I am sitting here.
Yeah.
My daughter is still on whatever pedestal she's on, because she came out of this. And she also has kittens.
Yeah.
Look at those kittens.
Ta-da.
This is our foray.
Not a foray. That's a big word. Foray is a 5-letter word, but it means it's a big word.
Yeah. 5 inches ain't big, so why is 5 letters big?
Shout out to Rue. She's my here for it. I mean, my last call. And then shout out to Angela Rye because she was like, excuse me, white lady that work at CNN, I'm about to do something that, Simone Sanders is too classy and April Ryan, she got those White House credentials, so she can't do this.
I'm glad that I saw this.
Bye, girl, bye. And she followed it up with, April, we talked about this on the podcast.
And even the host, what was the white host name?
The white lady.
The white lady got her full life. She got unprofessional for 5 seconds and was laughing off camera and they couldn't pull it back together. It was like, okay, girl, they're going to take your shit if you don't come back and be white in the face of all this blackness. There's a lot of blackness going on right now. Come back, be white.
Yes.
And she had to pull it back together, and she did. But for 5 seconds, she was like, girl, this is a key. Also, on that same shout-out line was to Robin Williams, who refused to do the interview with Omarosa, which made Michael Strahan do the interview. He's fine.
Oh, you talking about Robin Roberts on
Robin
ABC.
Roberts, who I say?
Robin Williams. That's like, that comedian in his past?
Oh, Robin, yeah. Yes.
Robin Roberts.
Robin Roberts, excuse me. Not Robin Williams. They rhyme. Anyway, Robbins.
Yes.
Shit, I almost fucked it up again. Anyway, Robin Robbins declined to do the interview with Omarosa because they already have tea.
Yeah.
And she gave it to Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan still does not seem like a serious reporter to me. He is all the tall, all the fine, all the sexy, all the athletic, all the funny, all the goofy.
And he is August in Magic Mike. And I'm like, that's my birthday month.
He's still all of the other things
Come on,
to
August.
me.
Who's that baby August? Mm-hmm.
Except a serious reporter. And even in that moment, he didn't seem like a serious reporter
he got those
to me.
meaty pics and stuff.
I was like, I wanted to sexually harass him, but we already in
like in Magic Mike, he had those gold boxer briefs on.
Yeah, but we already in an environment where
really
people get fired for sexually harassing people. So don't fire me from the podcast for sexually harassing Michael Strahan, because I would have sexually harassed him.
Well, if you sexually harass him now and at least lick his feet, then what kind of sexual harassment is this? Y'all could let this pass.
I lick his feet.
I want to lick it. Oh, you want to lick his feet too? I was gonna lick the feet.
He got 2 feet, bitch. Anyway, Robin Williams delivered the ultimate shade in Bye Felicia.
Yeah.
She said
Michael Strahan was trying to wrap up his segment.
And then she decided to add a little, because this was not in the script.
Like, well, next
it was
story,
not in it was not in the teleprompter for her to say bye Felicia. How old is Robin Robbins? Oh, she's our auntie.
She's a cancer survivor.
She's our auntie. She's been through a lot. But she's not no 25-year-old girl. Yeah. So Bye Felicia is not like a...
In her vernacular.
It's not in her vernacular. For her to know that and for her to spit it at that moment was my life. And that's actually now my new last call, because, girl, I need another shot for the life that Robin Robbins gave me for Bye Felicia.
Yeah.
And that's all.
But my overall was to all the black commentators on CNN, Simone Sanders, Clay Kane, April Ryan, Angela Rye,
Clay Kane is so
Keith
juicy.
Boykin. Everybody, it's so all of it. Like, they don't put us on prime time. They'll put Simone Sanders on if it's prime time. They put April Ryan on because she's got a seat to sit in the White House press briefing.
She's got a network in the pipeline. She was there for the bullshit, actually.
But shout out to all the people of color, because
Yeah.
we be getting it. We be getting them retweets. We be getting those Instagram reposts. The things that we say on CNN is the only things that we see not re-talked about, but reposted on the internet. And we're killing it out here. They just gonna give us the most trusted name in news need to be the Black News Network.
Especially when they canceled the Black News over at Century.
Roland Martin did get canceled because the Bobby Christina movie didn't do numbers. So
well, it wasn't just that. It was supposedly because the budget was too high. It was a live show.
It was because they also invested in stuff that didn't need investing in.
He also had a lot of hoteps on his panel talking hotep-ish. So I'm not sorry for that aspect. I am sorry to see a black news show go away, because we need black news shows. And so since that black news show went away, you can also subscribe to this black news show.
Hello, here for a podcast.
And this has been another week in colorful commentary, our bullshit, and our opinions. Make sure you subscribe, share, retweet,
We got to get 1,000 listens so we can do a happy hour.
And put it on your Christian Mingle.
Hashtag goals.
Put it on your Christian Mingle and or Jacked and or Grinder.
Can we get this episode to 1,000 listens? Oh my God.
We will. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday. You are like 47?
I am.
53? How old are you?
I'm a vampire.
You're like 74?
I'm the Black Last Jedi, so you'll never know my age.
Oh my God, Star Wars do come in tonight. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.